Hi, this is Vicki from Brewery Products here with another episode of Beer Talk on WOYK. Joining us today is Jeffrey Dean from Hardball Cider.
We do multiple year-round ciders. So you mentioned the Hardball, which is a raspberry. Hey Blue is a blueberry cider. We have a number of others that we introduced throughout the year. So we actually did one in the fall last year, which you'll have soon enough, but called Caramel Card. And so if you look up the history of the Caramel Card, there's actually a baseball card that had a piece of caramel in it dating back to the early days of Hershey's Chocolate actually selling off their caramel division to another company, so the American Caramel Company. So everything that we do has a little bit of a story to it. Certainly the baseball theme, everything from a cider called Beanball to some of the ones I've already mentioned, and then we do a couple of barrel-aged ciders that we've given nicknames to. So we have one right now, it's called Hammer and Hank. It's a rum-aged cider that has some pineapple and coconut in it. We have Teddy Ballgame, which is a bourbon barrel-aged cider. Shoeless Joe is a Pinot bourbon barrel-aged cider. So we've kind of gone through a couple of different avenues as far as just really staying true to baseball, but trying to bring in some fun from, not just current day, but also history.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I'm not knowledgeable in the baseball field. So just hearing some of these names and maybe the stories behind it really resonate at the ball stadium, just like you mentioned. So I will say right now the popular one seasonally is your Rising Pine. Now that is a coconut pineapple. So I don't think I've ever heard a cider with that unique of flavors in it. That's amazing. I've tasted it. You're coming up with flavors that are very unique. That kind of separates Hardball from other ciders because they're usually just their traditional flavors.
For sure, and it's kind of, I'd say, a play off of a little bit of the seltzer market right now. So there's a lot of different flavors happening in seltzers, and to be a little bit more full-flavored take on that because it is a carbonated beverage. And so we want to introduce fruit flavors. Obviously, we're using as much whole fruit as possible or fresh pressed fruit like the red raspberries, like the blueberry. We do try and stay true to the fruit as much as possible. And then also, I think as you look at the broader beverage market, Pennsylvania has this new fermented fruit beverage law, which is, I think, up and coming yet, but we're kind of crossing over into that space too, because cider is, as we're seeing, very versatile, I should say, as far as what flavors you can pair with apple, what types of palates we can really, I think, hit as far as a consumer's concerned and what they're looking for from their next beverage. Like everyone wants choice, everyone wants full flavors, everyone wants whatever the next best thing is. So